I officially declare today as me being the king of YouTube. YouTube has been going through the ringer in regards of losing some of the biggest names it's ever had in its history of being YouTube. Even just recently, Jacksepticeye put out a video talking about how he could relate to a lot of the YouTubers who've been, announcing they're retiring, and the last big one being MatPat, which I took very hard because that was, probably my most watched YouTuber of all time. MatPat was easily. I'd like to say it was MatPat, maybe Mark, but MatPat was like up there with my most watched view times for YouTubers. YouTube is kind of in a, I wouldn't say a downward spiral, but kind of in a conundrum at the moment, just because they're losing some of the biggest content creators that have been on this platform for pretty much since its prime era. Like, if I task you to think about YouTube, you're probably gonna name me a couple of names that I can already guess before you even say it. And now the YouTubers that are emerging out of this, from there being, new opening of real estate, pretty much, if that makes any sense, because a lot of people don't like the changes that happen with like Meat Canyon or the Game Theorist. That's, yes, MatPat was the head of it, but there were still other personalities on the channel that did do their part. But now that he's gone, people don't necessarily have an appeal to it. So there's these viewers trying to look for something new, and there's new content creators coming out of the blue, and that's where I've kind of been talking about these last few people. Vitally, Neon. Well, Vitally was good. Neon and Jack Doherty and all them I don't like at all. That's what's emerging out of this. It kind of makes me wonder what the future of YouTube is in the short term and long term. Are we gonna get another more big name? Are we gonna get more big names like this? Like the big five, big whatever you want to call them. I don't know. The kings of YouTube in its prime. Are we gonna get like a repeat of that eventually? Or are we just stuck in this weird era where everybody's at a pull for power and it's easy to be forgotten if you're not following the latest trends? Or are you going to be able to define a new trend yourself, or a grab for power? It's like almost like wars over oil. Who has the most oil, you know and who's going to be the first person to find the next big reserve? Who's going to use that to dominate the YouTube algorithm? I wouldn't say we're going to go back to the primary YouTube, because that was one whole other thing where content creators were kind of like rewarded for making very engaging and very, almost not necessarily putting out videos, but putting out experiences, if that makes more sense. That's why I liked Game Theory so much. Yeah, there were videos and they were mainly like informative, like I don't know. I liked Game Theory videos just because of the format that it was. It didn't always make you think. It was a video. It was more like, this is, I'm gonna watch a Game Theory I'm gonna watch a Game Theory vid. It's not just, oh, I'm just gonna watch this video. It makes any sense? All I just don't want actually is just for us to go down more of that spiral, like being a public nuisance is funny and all that. Like, it's not enjoyable. And this isn't me saying I'd also want a just exact replica of what like early 2010 YouTube was. No, because shit changes obviously, and one, hindsight's 2020, you would think that was better back then, but then again, obviously shit changes. I wouldn't call it a crisis right now, but like I said, it's more just a very confusing moment for YouTube, because I know for a fact even they're questioning exactly what's going to be happening and who's going to be defining their platform. Whether people think about it like this or not, I do feel like there's always one person who defines a platform. Like with Twitch, in its early 2016 to 2019 run, it was all over the place until Fortnite hits 2019, and then Ninja defines the platform. And then from 2020, end of pandemic era, it was more or less XQC. And now it's kind of up in the air now because Kick rattled the jar, taking some of the big names and spreading them out more. And I feel like that's also happening to YouTube right now, that some of these big names are just tired. They want to live a peaceful life. They've worked, edited, recorded, fucking put in the hours like for years, and it paid out, and by so they deserve it. Like they've worked so hard 24/7 around the clocks, sometimes not with earning a single dollar, just to make sure they can keep to it, hoping one day it would work, and it did. So I understand it completely about them wanting to just live their lives. And even MatPat mentioned it, being like, oh, this is taking up a third of my life, and I have a kid. So it's like, I can understand totally wanting to just like, I need to step away from content creation, because this is just not, this shouldn't be my whole life, which is true. Your work should not be your whole life. I don't think that's a crazy statement. I would hope not. I'm just excited to see, excited and kind of scared because I don't want it to be a very bad platform. What the platform's going to turn into within the first upcoming, within the next year, seeing who retires, and then say the next 5 years, assuming all the big names and all the, you know, the heads of YouTube, the defining content creators of YouTube have possibly left. I wouldn't say in 5 years time, maybe 10 years, but 5 years time, I'm still willing to bet some of them are still around. Give it 10 years time, who are going to be like the defining content creators of the platform. And I understand it's more so of a generational appeal per the younger audience that's growing up using the internet and watching videos. It's going to try to appeal to them. So obviously there's going to be a point where the rest are phased out or put into their own little niches. And I'm already starting to notice I do that too, where I watch a lot of like Demo Ranch and all of them, and they're fucking hilarious. All like gun review like content creators, super funny and super cool. Maybe, just maybe, we get Primera again, but I doubt it. It'd be cool, but even then it's never gonna feel the same because it quite literally can't feel the same. So maybe it's a sense of nostalgia just some of us are missing. It's weird to think that people we've watched growing up also kind of were growing up as we were watching them, but we never looked at it like that. And now that they are, you know, ready to just stop, now that they have grown up, it almost feels like we're losing a part of ourselves that we grew up with, because we kind of grew up with them. Obviously not like part for part. You get what I'm trying to say. Maybe YouTube changes for the better. A part of me thinks it's for the worst. Probably is. But everything changes, so I guess you can't really fight that. Hi, it's me. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you guys made it this far, I'm not here to tell you to subscribe. I'm here to tell you to buy merch. By buying merch, you don't only support me, you support a great small business in the state of Alabama, Texas, somewhere in the South. And it's really cool merch. Seriously though, if you guys want to support me and support them, the merch is really cool. It's really comfy. I don't have my merch yet, but I have the sweaters they use to make it. Really comfy. Let me see if I can find it. So they use like material like this. It's super nice, super comfy, and super fluffy. I recommend it. They even if you want to make merch, they help you make it too. So wait, no, fuck. Yeah, link down below, buy some merch, and please do subscribe. I'd very appreciate it. Thank you.